When I think about my 20s, I feel like this is the time that I really have to set the direction for the life that I want to live. So here are a few financial goals that I think are really good to set in your 20s. And the first one is building an I Quit fund. A lot of people who you will meet in their 20s, me, my friends, my peers, feel like we have to stick to something. Even if that something is no longer serving us, we still feel like we have to stay because, I don't know, we feel like we're adults now or whatever. But in reality, we are never gonna have as much time and as much freedom as we have right now. Like as we get older and older, we're just gonna have more and more responsibility and feel less flexible and feel less freedom to be able to do some of the things that we want to do. I don't believe that your 20s should be a time that you are stuck to a job that you hate, or stuck in a relationship that you hate, or stuck in a country that you hate. But a big reason why a lot of us stay in those situations that we do not want to be in is because of some financial reason. We don't want to quit our job because we're scared that it'll take too long to find another job. We don't want to move to another country because it costs up front. That's why I think it's important to build an I Quit fund, if that gives you the comfortability or the peace of mind to be able to make decisions that you know you should be making. At the end of the day, money is a tool to buy you freedom. And so if just having a certain amount of money there gives you that cushion for you to make those changes that you should make, do them. I even think it's so much more important that you use money to buy you freedom than try to lock your money into something like an investment if it's not the right time, right? Let's say you have 30,000 saved up and you're in a job that you really hate. In my personal opinion, I would quit my job first, find a job that I actually love, or do what it is that I actually love, and then buy the property later. Because there's no point tying yourself up, buying a property, and then feeling even more trapped in that job because now you have a mortgage to pay for. And I think sometimes just the mindset of, I can quit if I want to quit. I can leave this relationship if I want to leave this relationship. I can leave this country if I want to leave this country. I can leave this job if I want to leave this job. Gives you the confidence and the peace of mind to execute the way that you should. I speak a lot about this in the webinar that I did called Own Your Money. Just explaining that working a job, even though you know you don't need the job, like if worse comes to worse, I can quit and I can do my own thing. And like I'm financially comfortable. I felt like put me in a better position, even just to cope mentally, because it's like, I don't need you, or I don't need this. I'm here because I want to be here and not because I have to be here. And I think that's what having an I Quit fund does for you. But in general as well, like this is just another form of having an emergency fund. And if you don't have one, this is something that I'd highly recommend. And you need to remember that emergencies aren't just negative events where something happens to somebody, or I don't know, some random expense comes up. It's also positive things. When I moved to Dubai, there was a lot of money that came out of my pocket that I just was not expecting, right? So like, for example, it took me longer than I thought to find my accommodation. So the accommodation that my company gave me for a month wasn't long enough for me to find my long-term accommodation. So I had to then get accommodation. Maybe it was for like an additional week or two, and I had to pay out of pocket, and it was like £1,000 a week for the Airbnb that I was staying in because I wanted to stay somewhere really close to work. That is not money that I anticipated coming out of my pocket, but I could do it comfortably because I had that emergency fund there. And when you don't have an emergency fund and an emergency comes up, this is when people then start turning to the most worst forms of debt. In times of emergencies, the people who are willing to lend are usually like the lenders who are willing to give you money, but at the worst rate. Which leads me to my next point, which is if you have any high interest debt, I would definitely highly prioritize trying to pay down that debt. The reason why I think this is super important again is when I look at some parents and stuff who are trapped in a negative financial cycle, it's usually because they have a lot of debt that they are paying for. So all of your future income is paying for decisions that you've made in the past. And this is particularly dangerous when you have high interest debt, because like you can't even plan with your future income. If you do have any high interest debt, whether it's buy now, pay later, overdraft, credit card loans, student loans for some people, just try and pay that down. This third point, you probably would have seen it coming, but that is to get started investing. Okay, and I know that like everyone talks about investing, but there are some of you who still, despite you hearing invest every single year, you still haven't started investing. 2024 is the year to start investing. Even me, I'm going to be going on a different kind of investing journey next year. So I'll bring you guys along with me on that journey. And that's literally just because when I started at the investment bank, because I was on the private side, which means that I had access to information that moves the markets. I had to, like, my company literally forced me to sell all of my positions that I had like in the stock market. So I literally closed down like my accounts that I was using for trading at the time, and at that point I kind of stopped investing in the stock market, especially because I then started contributing at the highest rate to my pensions. And you know that your pensions are invested in the stock market, so I kind of felt like, okay, I kind of already have a portion of my money in the stock market, but then also we're only allowed to invest in the stock market via particular approved brokers, and then it's kind of like third party managed, so like they have control over it, you don't. And I just didn't really want to do that, and those brokers that they were recommending, I think at the time I felt like they were super expensive, so I haven't been actively investing in the stock market. But you guys know I invest in property. That's what I love doing. 2024, I want to add more liquidity to my investment portfolio, because I really want to show you guys some of the things that I've been using lately. And also, again, I have been looking at the finances of people who are much older and like, let's say for example, heading into retirement, and looking at like what their investment portfolio looks like. And you really do want to strike that balance between illiquid investments. So a property, a house is illiquid because you can't just take out that money quickly. Like, I'm starting to try to diversify the type of investments that I have. So yes, the majority of it probably will still be property, because that's what I enjoy investing in, but then also having a bigger proportion of liquid investments. But this year as well, I did my first investment into a business. So like, I'm really trying to just test out like different ways of investing. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video on that and like different ways you can get started, but make that one of your goals for 2024, guys. Okay, you need to get your money working for you. The least you can do is at least put your money in a time deposit. At least, just don't have your money sitting in a current account, because you are losing money, especially with the rate of inflation. Last point I wanted to take, which is the point I'm probably the most passionate about for 2024. One of the things you might want to consider is having a more global outlook on your money and your wealth. And you really start to open your mind up to not just where you are, but all the possibilities across the globe, and how you can use that to expand your wealth and expand your money. Honestly, my mind has been blown with the things that I've learned lately, and I'll be sharing a lot of that as well on my channel. But it could be something as simple as like currency arbitrage. This is something I'm going to be speaking a lot more about in 2024. But currency arbitrage is basically where let's say you earn in a stronger currency and you spend on a weaker currency. That can be for different things. That can be you investing back home, wherever that is, Caribbean, Africa. Also along those lines, maybe taking advantage of deals that are in developing countries that have a much higher rate of return than deals you might see in developed market. It can be going for a second citizenship or residency. Since I've been talking about like my whole journey to being a global citizen, guys, when I tell you, like, I have so many friends, and these are people who have told me, but so many friends who have gotten second passports. One of my friends also recently, she also got her second passport, but she got it through investment as well, like got a Caribbean passport. It made me so happy, because I'm like, yes, like, come on, like, this is amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. And these are the things that you could do to build wealth in much different ways. And I made a video about this called Unconventional Ways to Build Wealth, and all the different ways that you can get passports. But I might just be considering that. It might even just be that because you want to build wealth in a different way, maybe you decide to go for your master's in a particular country and then get a job in that country and then get a residency in that country or get citizenship in that country. Or you might even want to think about like where you want to have kids and whether that can benefit them for residency or them for citizenship. Like, there's just so many other things that you can think about with wealth, even including like, let's say, I know there are a lot of people, like, these are the things, right? These are the things that you guys might not see, but there are a lot of people who are living in the UK, but their businesses are incorporated in Dubai, where they don't have to pay taxes, and all they have to do is like spend a week or so like in Dubai every single year to be able to qualify for having a business set up here. And that's just another way that you can benefit from having a more global outlook when it comes to your finances. So I will speak more about this in 2024 across the channel, but this video is getting long and my mouth is getting tired. But yeah, that's something that I really would encourage you to start thinking about, because the opportunities are honestly endless. Many of the pop-ups you would have seen across the screen have come from the Digital Life Planner V2.1, which is the online digital planner that I built for myself that has helped me to achieve a bunch of my goals. If you've watched my last video, you already know what I'm talking about, a whole bunch of my goals, and we currently have V2.1 available for you guys. So I'll leave the link down in the description. This is the best planning tool that I have ever come across. And also once you buy it once, you get free updates every single year. So those of you who bought it when it first came out, they would have known that they have got V2 and they've also got V2.1. So you buy it once and you basically get a lifetime subscriptions of digital planners, which we try to improve every single year. We are back to back with these videos. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.